I'm Paul, and I'm a senior at Drexel University. I'm just like any other student, except for the fact that each day I commute to school instead of living on campus. I'm from Levittown, which is a suburb about 45 minutes away from Drexel. Each day I make the commute to school using either the train or car. Commuting is much different than living on campus, and it does have its advantages. Living at home, I save money on room and board, meal plans, and any other general costs of living in a big city like Philadelphia. Even with those positives, commuting does have a lot of disadvantages. Each morning, I have to wake up at least 2 hours before my class would start, just to make sure I'm ready in time and make it down to school on time. That usually allows me time to eat and account for any traffic if I'm driving. I also make sure each night, before I head down to school, everything I need for the next day is already packed so that I won't waste time in the morning. This can be very annoying at times because I sometimes have to bring a lot of stuff to school and I'll have to lug it around all day since I have nowhere to store it. Once I arrive on campus, the battle's not over. I usually have to spend at least 20 minutes circling block after block looking for a free parking spot. This is really time consuming, and sometimes it forces me to walk 20 minutes to class after parking. When I first started school, over 4 years ago, throughout a day, having downtime in between classes was something that was a burden. I had no place to go home to, and it was really hard on me. After a long day of classes and working, I sometimes wouldn't get home till very late at night, with almost no time to do schoolwork. Because of this, I would be extremely tired and fall right asleep. Commuting was also especially hard when I first started at college because of the lack of time on campus to meet friends. I wasn't involved in anything, and it became really hard for me to open up to people. For my first few terms at Drexel, most of my breaks involved going to the library to do schoolwork or grabbing food by myself. I wasn't accustomed to not being social, so it was different for me. Commuting to school initially made me dislike college. I didn't think there was any way to enjoy school without living on campus. It was at that time that I knew I had to get involved in something. So I decided to get involved the best way I knew how, through sports. I tried out for it and made the club basketball team as a freshman. Today I am now the vice president of the team. Soon thereafter, I began working with the Drexel women's basketball team as a manager. I began traveling with the team, and little did I know, just 2 years later, I would be traveling with the team to Europe. I also got involved on campus working in recreational athletics and varsity athletics on the operations side. I've gained a lot of valuable experiences and built so many relationships in these positions. Sports truly gave me the outlet to break out of my shell and become involved as a commuter student. Now instead of eating and studying by myself during breaks, I hang out with friends and stay active. After hating college for the first few months, I've now grown to love college life at Drexel, and I'm going to really miss it when it's over. Even though commuting to school each day still has its challenges, I tend to now see much more of the positives than the negatives. I've learned to balance life at home and at school with all the experiences I've gained. And when I graduate this June, I'm truly going to miss the commuter lifestyle that I've grown to love over the last 4 years at Drexel.